afternoon, adventurers! It's Friday, and that means John's Dungeon Corner live here at the Collective in Altamont Springs, Florida, where it's a sunny 83 degrees. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, let's talk about the cool things that are going on today. First and most importantly, I have a special guest. Come on, hither. Hither. See, that's a Dungeons & Dragons term. Look, it's my lovely wife that you always see on there. It's Christina, better known as Rena, better known as whatever her character's name is.
Astrid.
Astrid, see?
I'm a wood elf.
She's a wood elf. Not
Hi,
right now.
everybody.
See? A human posing as a wood elf. How strange is that on a D&D show? Crazy, I say. All right, she is going to be my assistant today. She will be showing you all the cool stuff that I'm going to talk about. You're probably wondering, why does he have so much stuff on his table? So I can talk about all the cool stuff that I have in front of my table. Oh, look. There's Xanathar's cousin. Got to come up a little higher. He's sneaking around. He's stalking you. Oh, there he is. He's stalking you. Good grief. Get it? Stalks. You didn't get it. That's okay. Good grief. Nothing happened. All right. So here we go. Someone asked me, hey, so what kind of accessories do I need to play Dungeons & Dragons? And I said, wow, how much time do you got? I said, but if you watch the show, I'll talk about some of the things because there's so many. I know I have so many at home. It's crazy. All right, so where to start? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, I know. This is easy. So it's not really an accessory. It's something that every player should have, and that is the wonderful Player's Handbook. Up there, my lovely assistant shall show you. There it is, the Player's Handbook in its glory, 5th edition. Now, you know that there's a special edition to this. It comes in 3 books. The Player's Handbook, the Monster Manual, and the Dungeon Master's Guide. But the Player's Handbook, look, Vanna White never had it so good. All right. So the Player's Handbook, that's actually more like the Player's Bible. It has all the information you need. Races. Hey, Jason, how are you? How you doing? Welcome to the show. So the Player's Handbook is a must. It has all the race. Well, it has a lot of good starting races, classes, a lot of information, backgrounds, everything you need to create a character and information to play the game. All right? It's not like you have to read the whole book front to back, but hey, why not? It'd be fun, right? All right, so I think that's the best place to start. Now, secondly, I think that once you get your character sheet together and your spell cards and all, and we're going to talk about spell cards, but I think that these folders that they came out with are amazing. Here we go. These are the character folders, and they come 1 per class. That's the barbarian. You got the sorcerer up here, the druid on the table. I have, let's see, what was it? Oh, look, the paladin with a Pegasus. I mean, that's nice. Talk about the paladin special mount, right? There it is. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Hey, look who I got here today. You missed out, brother. It's the famous wife. Now, for some of you, it's the wife.
The wife.
And you'll get that if you're privy to that joke. All right. So we also got, here we go, the Ranger in the classic pose of shooting somebody with an arrow. Oh, yeah. And they're really neat. Inside, you know what? Do I need one of these? Let me think. I have a warlock. Let me think of what I need. Do we have a barbarian in our party? We have a paladin, but Antonio already has his. Oh, you know what? Sarah is a sorcerer.
I'll go get the sorcerer.
Do we don't have a sorcerer out here? Oh, my assistant's going to go get me a sorcerer. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to sit there and open one up here on the show, and then I'll buy it so I can show you what it's like inside. I think that it's neat to see what it is I'm talking about sometimes. And I didn't bring mine. I have 3 because I have characters in 3 different campaigns. I am a bard in 1. I am a rogue in another. Actually, 4 campaigns. So I have, but I've only got 3. Here we go. Look at this. This is the coolest thing. All right, my lovely assistant brought me the book. All right, so I'll let you open it as I talk about it. Okay, so the front cover is amazing. It's plastic. It's nice. Inside, as you open up the first page, there we go. That's the sorcerer casting a spell. You have all these neat little stickers. Right there, you can use who doesn't like stickers? Then you got all these clear sheets that you can put your character sheet on and stuff. Look at that. Then they made this awesome part where you can see it right there. You can put all your spells in there, front and back. So there's front and back. I think there's 3. Oh, just put your hand in front. There we go. And there you go. Then you got a couple more pages that you can put more notes in. And in the back, and front and back, the binder has these neat little pockets. All right, that you can put information on. So I think they're wonderful. This is the Sorcerer one. I'm going to get this one for Sarah. Sarah, I know you're not on here, but if you go back and see this, you'll know that you've got a Sorcerer's handbook, player's book. All right, so these are really nice. I think that this is a really nice accessory to have. And it's got a dragon on the back. I mean, come on. A sorcerer on the front. Oh, it locked up on. Just from your hand. There you go. A sorcerer in the front, casting magic, and a dragon on the back. Oh, yeah. Who's your sorcerer?
Oh, yeah.
Now, so we got that out the way. I think that'd be nice because that can kind of keep all your spell cards and stuff in it. So now, here comes another thing that's really cool. Let's say you don't want the book. You don't get the book. There's another way to go where you can keep all your information. Those are perfect, so I don't lose my character sheet. That's actually very true, Danny. It keeps everything. Basically, all you need is this. This has everything you need in it to play the game. It'll have your character sheet, all your notes, your background, everything. You can even put your spell cards in here, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Actually, let's talk about them now because I'm talking about them. And it's not nice because I'm basically talking behind their back because I'm behind the spell cards. Get it? No pun intended. All right. So in the case of the sorcerer, that character would get the arcane cards. Now, the arcane cards have every spell in the player's handbook. Okay? And how many does it say it has on the back there?
257.
Okay, so 257 spells to choose from, 1st through 9th level, including all your 0 level cantrips, which you cast forever. I mean, you gotta love it, okay? And the cards are amazing. They have a neat little picture in the front that tells you what spell they are, what level they are, and then on the back it completely describes the spell. It tells you casting time, whether it's verbal, somatic, material component, if it needs it, the duration, the range, and it actually explains the spell. So you don't have to be going back to the spell book. You don't have to keep looking at your phone and trying to bring it up. It's right there. You flipped it, and bam, there it is. I knew a technology nobody likes, but I would rather have something I can have. That way, in case I don't have service or it's shoddy service, I don't have to sit there and slow down the game waiting on my phone to load. And I know everybody's phone is fantastic, and it loads faster than the speed of light. Yeah, hold that thought.
And I have to tell you, as a new player, it's helpful because I can just get my spells out that I have and put everything else aside and I don't get confused.
That's true, because I think even on the phone, on the best apps, you can't actually pick what spells. You have to go through and get to the spell. So that's very quick. That's a good one. It's new players. Remember, new players. All right? All right. So, and of course, there's cleric cards. We've seen these before. I've talked about those. The cleric. Here go the druid. I mean, there are spell cards for everybody. I even brought out the bard ones. The bards are purple, which is why I play bard. Bards are cool. All right, so there you go. And yes, there are paladin cards, ranger cards. There are oaths, there are circles. I mean, there are cards for everything. I think they're wonderful because it lets you keep everything that you actually need. Only the spells that you need right here with your character. So you always have them. And if you change them out, that's fine. You change them out. It's not a big deal. Okay, now you know about the spell cards. I think those are nice to have, especially for new players.
Yes.
Another thing that helps new players and veteran players to keep everything sorted out. Now, remember, I'm just kind of grabbing a little bit of everything. If not, I'd be here all afternoon talking about this. All right, so these are really cool. These are the Paladin token sets. Well, they're the character token sets. This one just happens to be the Paladin one, and it's really awesome. The players here in the campaign use them. At home, they use them. They use with a wet erase marker, which they also sell here. Wet erase markers. They come in 4 different colors in the base one. The next one has, I believe it has 2 more colors, purple and brown, or red or orange, something like orange actually. And there's the Paladin set. It comes with all the tokens that you need. Like in the Barbarian one, let's look at it has the Rage. It has other tokens that tell you what's going on with your character at what time you're doing whatever it is you're doing. It keeps track of your spells. So it's really nice, okay? That's nice. And here's the neat thing. Let's say you don't get the book and you want to keep your character on another sheet or whatever you want to do. You can put your spell cards in the tin and keep them with you. That way also. Those tins are the best. They are. This was a great idea. Whoever came up with it. You know,
Do I have one of those?
Yes, all our players. I bought them for Christmas for you guys.
Oh yes.
Yes, they're awesome. They are awesome, Danny. So that talks about the tins because I think they're really neat. There's one for every character class. And the ones that are missing, you can pretty much, I think they're coming out with like the Artificer. There's so many classes other than what's in the book, the basic book, that they got to start somewhere, okay? Remember, they got to start somewhere. And then they go from there. And they've done a really good job. They really have supporting the 5e. They've got all the spell cards for every character class. They've got tins for every of the base character classes. Now, of course, they go, well, what about those miniatures that everybody has? I'm like, good question, because, whoo, let me tell you what. Danny's talking about shanking NPCs. Now, Danny, you know that this is a family show. We don't talk about shanking NPCs. We leave that for the dark hours of the night. Anyway, yeah. Wow. Crazy. Let's shank some NPCs on Sunday. Why not? All right, let's just leave them in the road lying there, bleeding out. Oh!
Shank free show here.
Maybe. See, we just have way too much fun on this show. All right. What was I talking about? Miniatures. Yes. So miniatures.
Say that 5 times fast.
Shank free show here. 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 Okay. See what happens when you have get no more guests. I think I don't know what's going on around here. Anyway, back to the show. Was that live? Sure was. All right. So let's start out with the basic, which is, hey, I just want a miniature that's painted, so I ain't got to paint it, and it kind of represents my character. Okay, cool. So I picked out, I'm just going to go with A because I want to show you it's one of the easier ones to put together because I know it off the top of my head. So here we're going to have a Dragonborn Paladin and a Dragonborn Sorcerer. Fully painted miniatures. They're both Dragonborns. One's obviously a Sorcerer, which could double as a Warlock, which could double at, no, the other one, love. There we go. That one can double as what it is, a Sorcerer. It can be a Warlock or it can be a Wizard. All three. Actually, you could probably get away with pretty much using them as a cleric also if you wanted to. I mean, magic, is magic. I mean, it's divine and arcane, but you can use them that way. Okay, so that's a nice stretch. Then here's the Paladin. Here's the neat thing about the Paladin. The Paladin, you can use him as a Paladin. You could use him as a fighter. It might be a stretch. I don't know what kind of armor he's wearing, but you couldn't possibly use him as a ranger. And they come with different weapons. I just chose that one because it was easiest. There you go. So there you go. 3 different classes, and they're fully painted. And you know what? People go, well, are they expensive? These guys are $8.99 for under $10 with, and that's including the tax. You can sit there and pretty much get a fully painted miniature. And to start out with, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. They're gorgeous. They really are. They're really nice. I have many of them. Now, let's say, okay, I've been around a little ways. I'm a little bit beyond buying a painted miniature. I want to do my own thing because, well, that guy just doesn't come in the right colors, and I don't like the way his nose looks. I don't know, whatever it may be. Well, here's the cool part. I'm going to show you. This is the pre-primed. Now, these are pre-primed miniatures that come, and it's a Dragonborn Paladin, Dragonborn Sorcerer. In fact, the Dragonborn Sorcerer at the top here of this package is the same as that Dragonborn Sorcerer that's in this fully painted one. So I'm going to put that one up first. I'm going to let her show them side by side. So obviously you can see at the top of the unpainted primered one is the exact same one that's in full color right next to it. Magical energy and everything. See it? Okay. There goes the painted one. There goes the unpainted one. And then below that one, there's another one just carrying a staff and holding a scroll, which is really neat. So that's unpainted, but here's the neat thing, and that's the painted. It comes pre-primed. I've always talked about this.
Yes.
It comes pre-primed. Oh, I froze up again. There we go. I come pre-primed. JB, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. You're in the hot Midwest. Aren't you a hot mess? Good. Hey, we were just talking about the miniature that you use as your dragon sorcerer, your Dragonborn Sorcerer. Look at that. He's famous. Anyway, but now, and here's a Dragonborn Paladin, same way. JB is saying that his character, so it's, oh, Danny, be nice, man. But now, that is a Dragonborn Paladin, unpainted, but primer. This one's with an axe, and both of them have shields. One has a mace, and look, there's quite a sleuth of those guys. That's why I brought them out. Here go unpainted ones. Let's say you don't like that fig, so there goes with swords and shields, axes and shields, maces and shields, and yeah. I mean, and they're all Dragonborn Paladins, which once again can be used as Dragonborn Fighters, depending on the armor, Dragonborn Rangers. Barbarians, for the most part, don't wear armor because of the way they're set up. But if he did wear armor, you could even use it for Dragonborn Barbarian. So there you have it. And those are all pre-primered. You can just paint them up, and there you go. By the way, JB, look, my wife is on the show.
Hi, JB.
So this is awesome. Okay, so now you've seen the painted, you've seen the primered, unpainted. Now, of course, I got to do one last thing. Here's the Dragonborn Sorcerer and the Dragonborn Paladin and those cool frameworks I told you about that you can actually customize, all right? So I'm taking you through the whole kind of plethora, the whole range of miniatures of how you can do it. There goes the Dragonborn Sorcerer shooting fireballs or flame bolts or something.
Fire.
Yeah, fireball!
Fire.
And I'm flipping around, love. Now, that's without the wings. There he is with wings. And it's all the different accessories, different spells that you can use. So it's really nice. Okay. Then here goes the Dragonborn Paladin with a two-handed sword. Now you can switch him around, flip him around. He can come with a flaming sword and a shield, a cape, without the cape, however you want to do with them. Okay. So that's really neat. Comes with two different heads. Now let me tell you this. We went from fully painted to pre-primered. This is fully customizable, or it's quite, I shouldn't say fully, but it's quite customizable. But word of note, they are not pre-primed. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? I'm glad you made the show. Oh, man.
Sarah!
Loving it. Okay, so these frameworks are unprimered. Okay, so you have to primer them and then paint them, but they are much more customizable than any of the other options that I showed you. Man has to be smart. I haven't been there in 2 weeks. Hey, that's all right. We still love you, brother. You know, the further the yonder, the heart grows fonder. Either that or we shank the heart. I mean, one or the other.
No shanking.
Oh, no shanking. My bad. No shanking on the show. I got
Shank foul.
Sarah. Hey, Sarah, look who's on the show. My guest. The wife.
The wife.
A lot of you hear me talk about her. She's always on the show. Hey, next Friday, you know what? We're going to bring Sarah out here.
Yeah.
We're going to bring Sarah on the show so y'all can start meeting the people that I talk about from the characters who play my game. I think that's the coolest thing about a show, you know? I always talk about these people and these players. Well, here they are. You've met my wife. You guys have met my son previously. Now you're going to meet her fiance, my daughter-in-law, Sarah. And you guys have met
Willie.
DC. You met my brother Willie. So, you know, this is good to meet the players and get them say a little something about D&D because it's neat. Now, okay, so we talked about the miniatures. And of course, I'm going to talk about my favorite part to talk about, dice. And look, this is so cool. This is a pound of dice. So,
Of course, he's talking about dice.
if you did decide what color your dice are going to be, just buy a pound of dice and have all the colors. Look at that. It's like a full pound of dice. I'll tell you what, that's crazy. And the cool thing is a little disclaimer. I said, if you can't decide what color, guess what? You have all these colors, plus inside this secret envelope is a full set of dice. Isn't there? Yes, I believe. Let's see. I believe that's what it says. Would you read that? I think it says that it's a full set of matched dice. Let's see what that says. Can you read that?
An assortment in various shapes and colors and varied quality includes one complete 7-die set of dice.
Yep, there it is. So you get a full set of one color dice, and it's random. So you don't even know what you're going to get until you open it. It's so cool. I actually bought one of these. This is what I made my sets for people to borrow. I just bought a pound of dice. Yeah, y'all can borrow whatever you want out of that. I want a pound of... No, JB. See, there goes JB. That's my buddy JB. He wants to... Whoa, let that go. Oh my God. JB on the show? Yeah, JB, you can be on the show if you can ever get a Friday off and be here at 1 o'clock. Oh, good grief. Danny, help me out. Danny's not even here.
Yummy, yummy.
Okay, anyway.
Pound of
Alrighty then. So look. There goes another. All right, so now these are the cool dice that I always keep talking about. Now, as an accessory goes, as far as dice go, these are awesome. JB's characters, though. These are nice. These are the cracked dice, the crystal, they're the sharp edge dice. They're really top quality dice. And I'm gonna leave the price on them because you know what? It's nice to see quality. You pay what you get for it. You get what you pay for, gang. Those are beautiful dice. And they are gorgeous. I mean, it's hard to see them. You got to come down. I'm telling you, all these wonderful things that we show you, you have got to come down to the collective and see them. All right.
I feel like I'm on that television shopping show.
Yes, isn't it
QVC.
cool? Yeah, kind of, sort of, in a way. It's the collective's version. But I like to show these things, and you really, over the camera, even though it's a nice camera and it's a fun thing, you really can't see it very well. So you got to come down and see it in person and touch them and feel them. And these are by Norse Foundry, by the way. Hey, by the way, you dice companies that I keep talking about, I'm still looking for a sponsor. Anyway, that's Norse Foundry's. Over here, we got, of course, purple. These are by Old School. I love the Old School. Old School's got some really neat dice.
Old school dice.
Then we got a really nice set by Chessex. These are full sets in one color, okay? They're not the pound of dice.
See, these look like ice.
Ice, baby. Anyway,
Look at
and
those.
then for those of you who really just want to get crazy with it, Chessex makes, not only do they make normal dice, but they make these little mini dice in all kinds of colors.
They're so cute.
We need to
Classic
start tagging
dice.
them in the vids. Yeah, we do. I don't know how you even do that. You know what? We'll have to do that. Danny, that's something. Hashtag sponsorship. Yeah, there you go. That's something we got to start doing. I got to start doing that, I guess. I'm going to have somebody here doing that for me. With Sarah, we're going to talk about that when you get here.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that because,
The
yeah,
tags are.
start tagging them in all these things. Ask Danny. Yeah, we'll talk about that, Danny. We're going to sit there and start tagging all these companies that we talk about. And then we got the big dice, of course, you know.
Then maybe even get sponsored.
Then we get sponsored. Oh, can you imagine? John's Dungeon Corner sponsored by somebody. Maybe I can get Wizards of the Coast or Wiz Kids or somebody important. The D&D folks, huh? Whoa, could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get more people probably watching the show for that. So you guys got to help me out. That's going to be the mission.
Sponsored by The Beholder.
The Beholder! That would be a good sponsor. Xanathar would probably do it too. He knows people. All right, so let's talk. Oh my gosh, so much to talk about. I think I'm winding down. Okay, so where are we going to keep all those cool dice? Well, look. Something simple. Hey, Sage, how are you? Is there a sci-fi board game? There are all kinds of sci-fi board games. This is the Dungeon Corner. We talk about all things Dungeons and Dragons, but yes, there are.
Damn.
I will hit the campaign trail. Do it. Get these people to come out and watch the shows where I can get sponsored. That'd be awesome, a sponsored show. But there's simple dice bags that you can keep the dice in. Something as simple as that. Okay. There's really colorful boards. The Norse Foundry board that I've talked about so many times. I'm not going to bring it out here because, well, they don't sponsor me yet. If they do, though, and I like old school. I'm like one of those old school. But old school came up with that school pouch, the bag of mini pouches. I've talked about this a lot. And it's neat. I've shown it to you. Inside, you open it up, and it's got, and they have one open here. There's a neat thing about the collective. And before I finish talking about the pouch. No, let's talk about the pouch. So the pouch, that pouch opens up, and it's got 7 pouches plus the middle. And you can put all your different dice in it by 4-sided, 6-sided, by set, or you just jumble them all in there however you want. But the neat thing is it allows you to keep them separated. So it is really, I recommend these pouches for all beginners that are starting to get their collections together. Now, I will tell you that you will outgrow that. If you're once you get bit by the dice goblin, it's over. The dice take you over your life, and you have so many dice, you don't even know what to do with them, but you have them anyway because it's cool. Yep. All right, talk to the
Sophie,
tavern owner. Oh, he says hi, by the way. She says hi. Hi, Sophie. How are you? That's a running joke. Sophie, and for some of you who don't know, once upon a time there was a succubus in Dungeons and Dragons called Sophie. And she's come out in a lot. But in my game, I use different, in my world, just about anybody can run a tavern, one of the adventurers guilds. Sophie's character, she's not called Sophie in my world, but she runs a tavern, and I introduced her to JB's paladin in game, and well, anyway, the rest is history. So, but you know what? That's half the fun. Hashtag dice corruption. Oh, good grief! No, that's not a good hashtag. Dice corruption. No, I think dice affinity. Dice somehow multiply in our house. We blink and there's more. Yes, that's very true. I think if we put all our dice together in our house, we would fill up one of those big old 5-gallon jugs, I think. Close. Maybe close. Maybe not quite fill it up, but there'd be a lot of dice and not much room. But, of course, sorting back out would be a different story. But all the purple dice would be mine. Anyway, you're right. We're getting off track again, Sarah. But anyway, I think that's about it. We've talked about a lot. I've probably thrown a lot of stuff at you, dice bags, cards, the character notebooks. But if we combine them, there'd be war during separation. It's war.
Jeff's mom is listening in.
Jeff's
Jeff's
mom. Oh, hey, Jeff's mom. How are you? I'm John, the Dungeon Master, the orchestrator of the Insane Asylum. Yes, that your son participates in on every Wednesday night. He's a great role player. You didn't know that about him. He's quite a character, and he plays a character. You're talking about on the show. I am talking about all the. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me answer the question. I am talking about all the accessories that are available to players to use during the D&D game. So, yeah, Danny says we love JB at the Collective. Yes, we do. We love JB. Even at the movies when he's telling people to be quiet. He'll have to tell you the story about that one. Ask him about that one, Mom. It's good. But no, we're talking about the miniatures that we use, the dice that we use, some of the accessories that are nice, good for the players to have, the cards, the character folders, the pound of dice. I got a board now. Be there soon. See you soon.
Safe flight, Sarah.
She can't believe I have friends. Oh, he has lots of friends, Mom. Let me tell you what. Jason's probably his best friend, and then I think Antonio and I run the close second, and then Danny and them, and yeah, he's got tons of friends here. He's got Puerto Rican friends and Cuban friends and all kinds of friends. White friends.
He's just a little bit of fun.
Yeah, that was my wife, by the way, Mom. Yep, even she loves him. Look at that. Sarah, we'll see you when you get here. He loves us all equally, see? Isn't that something? Equally. He maintains balance. Anyway, all right. Enough of the scales. All right. So, with that being said, I think that's about it. If you ever have questions, come here. The staff is always happy to help you. I'm here on Wednesdays and Saturdays sometimes on a Sundays. She says, we're so nice. Well, we try to be. We're on the air live. No, we really are. And even the Beholder friend, even our Beholder friends, that's Xanatar's cousin. Bling bling. Anyway, I think that's about it for this show. I mean, we've had people from all over. Thanks for joining us, JB, up from the Midwest, and Sarah all the way from St. Thomas, even though she'll be here soon. And for all of you locally who support us, thank you. Don't forget, June 4th is game day. We are going to have some really cool stuff going on. D&D wise, Don's Dungeon Corner will be there. The BattleTech guys will be there. There's going to be a lot of different board game people will be there. I know somebody on the show asked about board games. There will be some sci-fi board gaming people, just board gaming people from the group that plays on Thursdays. She asked one last question. Do I act like on... Oh, okay. Do you act like that when we play? Not really. He actually... He's a fun guy. He makes people laugh a lot. He should have been a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
He was a teacher. By the way, for those of you who don't know, JB, who plays Dungeons and Dragons, used to be a teacher. He taught for what? A bunch of years, like 25, 30 years, something like that. Some insane time. Put up with kids. Did a great job helping bring up the next generations. He finally retired. He's visiting mom up north. And we miss him on Wednesdays because he's a fun guy. And yes, Mom, he does not. And even if he does, it's okay because it's JB and we love him just the way he is. So
And y'all are just as crazy as James.
yeah, we're kind of just as touched as he is. So some of us might be a little bit more touched. I'm not sure. I always say, tell me about your friends. I'll tell you who you are. So go figure. Good grief. But we love him just the same. Anyway, she's ready to kick me out because I'm harassing her. Nah, that's what kids are for. Trust me, Mom. I have 2 of them. All right. So with that being said, it is that time again to close the show. May the road always rise up to meet your feet. May your adventures always be successful. So from Xanathar's cousin Bling Bling to my assistant, my lovely wife Christina. Say bye, love.
Bye.
No, you have to kind of get up there and say bye.
Bye.
Okay, with Bling Bling. This is John from John's Dungeon Corner at the Collective in Altamont Springs, Florida, saying have a beautiful weekend. And we'll see you, don't forget, on June 4th. Well, I'll be here next Sunday and, and so on and so forth. So, you guys be safe. See you later.
Bye, bye, bye.